So one of the things I absolutely recommend doing if you're gonna get rid of cable or satellite and become a cord cutter is this. Get an antenna. Stick it outside, point it in the right direction, and you're gonna get all kinds of local channels over the air for free. But if you wanna go even further than that, you're gonna wanna pick up what I call an over-the-air streaming box. You plug your antenna into that, and then it connects to your network, and it spits out all those local channels all across your Wi-Fi, so you can use it on pretty much almost any device that's out there. You can watch on your TV, you can watch on your phone, you can watch on your tablet, you can watch on your laptop, you can watch on other TVs. And some of these over-the-air boxes make it super easy to record because you can just plug a hard drive in. And that brings us to this little guy, the Tablo Quad. You ready? Let's go do the cordcutters.com thing and go take a look. So this is the Tablo Quad. It was announced in January at CES, and it's gonna cost $199. And you can't buy one yet. It'll be available in March. That's just how these things go. I already got one. You can't have it yet. That's why we're doing this. So if you've ever used a Tablo before, you pretty much know what you're gonna get, right? And that would be a really good over-the-air TV experience. Plug in your antenna, plug in some power, hook it up to your network, scan for some channels, and you're done. You can watch it pretty much anywhere. Now, Tablo's big claim to fame is that it makes recording over-the-air TV really easy. All you'd have to do is plug in a hard drive, or previously they had a model that had a 64 gigabyte hard drive, but that really wasn't worth getting because it was just so little storage. But the Quad does something a little different. First, as the name implies, it has 4 tuners built into it, instead of just 2, which was the most you could get on Tablo before. 4 means that you can watch and record up to 4 things at the same time. It's better than 2. 4 is better than 2. I did the math. Now the other really cool thing here is actually also the hard drive, okay? But instead of plugging one in the back, which you can still do, this one actually takes one internally. You take off one screw, slide in your serial ATA drive, and it's just done. It works. It's so easy. It's so much cleaner, right? No wires running everywhere, no exposed hard drives. Love it. Thank you. Now this part's important, so I'm gonna say it really slowly. Tablo Quad does not come with the hard drive. Now if you're anything like me, you just have one laying around, right? Here, you can have this one, here. No? Okay, they're pretty cheap. I'll actually leave a link in the description if you wanna go pick one up there. Super easy to do though, right? Just pop off the screw, slide it into the box, and you're done. All right, so that's the hardware. What else is going on with this thing? Well, first is that you're gonna need some apps, right? And Tablo is pretty much available on everything. Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, Xbox, Chromecast, you name it, it's on there. Oh, and you can also watch in a web browser, right? So that pretty much covers everything. Let's talk about the on-screen guide for a minute though. Now there's a free one with Tablo and it gets you 1 day's worth of programming and you can still record live TV and play back all your recordings. But there's also a subscription version that gets you way more stuff. So it's gonna add things like thumbnails and a bunch of different views and filters for things like sports and movies. It'll have more show info and a lot more recording options, and it also has the ability to stream while you're away from home. And I think those last 2 things are really the bigger deals here. So how much is this bigger, better guide? Well, it's $5 a month or $50 a year if you pay all at once. Or if you want, you can do a lifetime subscription for $149. And do note that that's per account, right? Not per device, not per box. So say you're upgrading from an older Tablo box to this one, you're not gonna have to buy the subscription again. Very cool. Now, again, you don't have to have this, okay? The free guide works really well. It's just that you're gonna get a lot more with the paid subscription, including better recording options. So if recording's really your thing with over-the-air TV, you might wanna look into that. One way or the other though, you've got a 30-day trial to figure it out. So what's Tablo Quad like to use? Well, pretty darn good. It's got probably the best user interface and on-screen guide of any of the over-the-air boxes that I've used. It's really good on Apple TV, and I tell you, it's downright gorgeous on Roku. And the controls are simple and really intuitive. And that's good because that actually makes up for the fact that it's still a little slow, and that has to do with what's going on inside, okay? It's taking the over-the-air feed and converting all that, it's called transcoding, to make it easier to spit out on your network and record onto the hard drive. And that means when you change channels, it might take a couple extra seconds. That's just the trade-off for this sort of thing, and actually Tablo's worked really hard to minimize that lag time. It's gotten better than it used to be for sure, and it doesn't bother me quite as much as it used to, but it's still noticeable. And also, all that transcoding didn't kill the video quality for me like it did on, say, the Amazon Fire TV Recast. By the way, go watch that video if you haven't. It's a good comparison for this. So all in all, it's a pretty solid buy. Now again, it's not cheap at about $200, and you're still gonna have to bring your own hard drive. On the other hand, this is all about the ease of use, okay? If you want cheap, just plug your antenna into the back of the TV. But if you want easy viewing and recording, I think Tablo Quad is the best there is at this point. So that's it. If you've got any more questions about the Tablo Quad or over-the-air TV and all that in general, hit me up in the comments, find me on the socials, send me an email, phil@cordcutters.com. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and go tell all your friends about it. Super important, we gotta get the word out there, right? So that's it for the Tablo Quad. See you later.